America is getting absolutely destroyed in this war with Iran. It's been just a bit over a month since we waged this war against Iran, a country, by the way, that posed absolutely no threat to us, and it has been nothing short of a complete shit show. Iran has managed to greatly disrupt the global marketplace and energy supplies while holding its own against the American and Israeli militaries. Just to give a quick recap, we kicked off this war by bombing a school, killing over 160 children. Since then, we've killed well over 1,000 innocent civilians. We've bombed universities, we've bombed healthcare facilities, we've bombed bridges, and many other things. Weirdly enough, we've also been bombing a lot of police stations in Iran. I'm not sure why, but we have attacked over 75 police stations. I haven't seen many people talking about this for some reason, but this is such a random thing to be targeting. I think maybe we're just running out of things to bomb there in Iran, and police stations were next on the list of civilian infrastructures, so that's what we decided to blow up. Just to be very clear, by the way, these are all war crimes, okay? Targeting any sort of civilian infrastructure is a war crime. Now on Iran's side, they've been attacking petroleum facilities, oil refineries, desalination plants, and other critical areas all around the Gulf, completely destabilizing the production of many key industries in these countries. Most notably though, Iran took down an A-10 Warthog and an F-15 fighter jet. This is just a big fuck you to America, because one thing that we were constantly told, something that was hammered nonstop by our DUI hire, Pete Hegseth, and our amazing president, Donald Trump, was that this idea that we had complete air superiority, which they're still trying to say now. I know, surprise, surprise. We were lied to for the bajillionth time, but this lie is at least a lot more shocking than the other ones. That's because this shows that Iran's military capabilities are not only still very much there, unlike what the administration has been saying, but also they're better than what America could have anticipated, right? Because obviously we know this administration lies about pretty much fucking everything. But one thing that America has always had going for it was its military might. I mean, we spend over $1 trillion per year on our military. I would hope that it's the best, so this notion of air superiority is to be expected. So to see Iran clearly have the capabilities to shoot down our supposedly extremely sophisticated aircrafts that can't be detected or anything like that is a big blow to the narrative that America is dominating Iran militarily and is in complete control of the situation going on in Iran. It's also important to understand the dynamic right now between America and Iran. It seems like America thought this would be just like an In-N-Out style decapitation strike where they kill their leader and just hope Iran gives up and lets America do regime change there, as well as steal their oil, and then that's just it. They live happily ever after. I'm not really sure. Of course, I might be wrong, but I'm not sure America really expected a prolonged war, because as we're seeing now, and this is kind of to be expected, Iran is just completely humiliating America. They have complete control over the Strait of Hormuz, which is destabilizing the entire global marketplace, as no one can really get oil since 34% of global crude oil flows through here, and America is clearly the one to blame. They started this war for absolutely no reason. The strait is one of the most, if not the most, strategic points of leverage for Iran. Of course they're going to use it to their advantage. And this has caused oil prices to skyrocket not only in America, but especially across the world. You even have Donald Trump himself begging the Iranians to open up the strait, as seen here in his tweet or truth or whatever, where he says, Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. I mean, seriously, Iran has Trump so desperate that they got him to convert to Islam, apparently. I mean, this is just truly hilarious. Can you imagine? You go out of your way to start a war that nobody wants, and then weeks later, since you're failing miserably, as is expected, you start having a fucking public meltdown every other day, begging the country that you attacked to give up. Truly just pathetic. Like, Iran had Trump wake up on Easter, and instead of saying something like, Happy Easter, hope you all have a great day with your family, something, something, I love Jesus, I don't know, whatever people fucking say during Easter. No, they had him threatening to do heinous war crimes if they don't open up the strait after Trump himself started this war for no reason. America has realized that they're losing this war, so they keep trying to throw some bullshit ceasefire proposals and end things on their terms. And Iran just keeps going, nah bro, we're fine, we're chilling, and rejecting these ceasefire proposals. Iran has given its own terms for a ceasefire, which include security guarantees from future attacks, safe passage protocols for the Strait of Hormuz, reparations for the damage done to them, and the lifting of sanctions. Pretty reasonable demands if you ask me, given that, again, they got bombed for absolutely no reason and are now quite literally holding America by its balls. An aspect of this that you need to understand as well is that America and Iran have very, very different goals in this war, which also gives Iran a pretty big advantage. So America's goals are, we don't actually know. Like, America does not have any clear-cut or quantifiable goals with why they're doing this in the first place. The first reason we were ever told was the whole they're going to build a nuke argument, but we know that this was bullshit from the start because Iran never showed any signs of this, and even just the day before we first bombed them, literally agreed to never build a nuclear weapon when negotiating with America. They agreed to all of our demands, and we still bombed them. So this is obviously not the reason. The most plausible reason, in my opinion, or goal, is kind of what I mentioned earlier, that Trump genuinely thought that this was going to be like a Venezuela-style regime change thing, like a decapitation strike, and basically just take over Iran kind of overnight, and also subsequently take over its oil supply and all that. We know American intelligence was advising against this, so I'm assuming that Israeli intelligence probably told Trump that it would be just like Venezuela, it'll be so easy, just quick, in and out, you'll be so glorious, everyone will love you, it'll be so great, man. And obviously that was bullshit, right? And although it's clearly not true, it would make sense for Israel to push America into this war because Israel's main goal is obviously to just completely destabilize Iran, turning it into like a failed state of sorts, kind of like Libya or Syria, since Iran is the only regional power actually contesting Israel. And of course, Trump, being the narcissistic fucking psychopath that he is, and still riding off of the high he got from kidnapping the president of Venezuela, probably fell for this and is now stuck in this mess. And the only real way to get out is by just accepting defeat, just accepting that you fucked up, okay? And this is a lost battle, right? But given that Trump, to this day, still lies about the 2020 election, we know he's not someone to accept defeat, okay? Which kind of summarizes where America's at right now. We're in a completely losing war, but Trump doesn't want to accept defeat and admit that he fucked up. So this will keep going on until America and Iran can find some kind of terms that they both agree to in regards to a ceasefire. Now, on the contrary, Iran's goals are completely different. Their main goal is very simple. It is just to survive. As long as Iran survives and the regime maintains its sovereignty, it's already meeting its goals. And this is exactly what's happening. Iran has showed that it is more than capable of defending itself from American and Israeli attacks, as well as being capable of attacking American assets in the region and directly striking Israel. On top of Iran's primary goals, it has other kind of like, I guess you could think about it like side quests, you know, which are to show the world that they are not someone to fuck with, okay, or else they will just close the strait. And we've seen the consequences that this has. This not only legitimizes Iran's authority over itself and in the region, but it also gives Iran leverage to negotiate for things that they have already wanted, like sanctions relief, security guarantees, and so on. These side quests, if you want to call them that, have already kind of been met, meaning that Iran is meeting its goals pretty well, while America, not even having like clear-cut goals other than the broad regime change, is failing pretty bad. This is why America is the one desperate for a ceasefire and not Iran, and this is why you see Trump fucking mauling online every other day. And this is why Iran is clearly the one winning this confrontation thus far, while America is being completely humiliated on the global stage. And I don't like using the word winning in this scenario because there is no real winning when it comes to war, right? I mean, innocent civilians are dying, infrastructure is getting destroyed, and the global marketplace is collapsing. It's always bad. But what I'm trying to say is that Iran is in a much better position geopolitically than America is right now. The implications for this war and the strait being closed for a prolonged period of time is that oil prices will keep going up roughly about $10 to $15 a barrel each month that the strait is closed. This will obviously not only lead to gas prices continuing to go up, this increases the cost of shipping as well, which pretty much means that the cost of everything will go up. We could see COVID levels of inflation around the world, or maybe even worse. And I want to reiterate, this was completely preventable and completely the fault of America and Israel. Additionally, there are many things stuck behind the strait, like fertilizer, helium, sulfur, plastics, aluminum, all of which are needed in many other things and will have economic impacts all around the globe. Trump has given a deadline of April 6th to reopen the strait, which is probably when this video will be out. And again, like I mentioned, he is literally threatening to commit horrific war crimes if it is not opened back up. So there doesn't seem to be an end approaching to this war, but hopefully within the next few weeks or so, some kind of deal is agreed to, because if this goes on for much longer unchanged, this will lead to a global catastrophe. Not only will, the markets collapse, oil prices will keep going up, everything will keep going up. People are still going to keep dying in Iran, all around the Middle East, especially Iran and Lebanon, as we see. So we'll see, I guess. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'd love to know what you all think. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next one.